Hello, in this recording I'm going to take you through on how we can use IBM Rational Functional Tester for recording any mainframe applications. Let's get into the demo. Rational Functional Tester tool, and when we want to record any of the mainframe applications, so there are basically four steps which we need to take care of. The first one is setting up the environment. Here you can see there's a small button, launch the external extension for terminal based application. So when you click on it, you have the screen to configure the default properties of your terminal type of application. So you can configure any of these types, and you can save this property file for the next step for recording. So once when you have filled up this information, just click on this and save it to a local file. So this is the first step on setting up of the environment for the recording. The second step is recording the actual script. Let's start the recording. Let's create a functional test script. So let me call it as a demo script. So either you can use a Java scripting or you can use a simplified scripting, which is more towards for a business analyst kind of a view on the scripting, how RFT is going to display the scripts. For this demo, let me take you through the Java scripting part. So you have different options of the object maps. Either you can have a private object map or a public object map, which means that the several of your test scripts can share the same object properties. So you don't want to re-record the same objects on different scripts. Similar for your test data pool, you can have a public data pool where tens and hundreds of your scripts can share the same data pool, or you can have an isolated data pool specific for the script. Let's finish. So now we have the recording window. Let's start the application. So here you can see that in the drop down list you will see the extension for terminal based application. Select OK. So once when we have the screen, as we did in the step 1, we go to the location where we save the connection properties. So you can see here the tool is recording every action of the user, and then select connect using the properties, right? So now we have a terminal application up and running. Let's go into the demo. So what this application does is is a share trading application. It's a demo application. So let's get into the application and buy few shares. I'm entering the user ID and password. So I'm going to select the option 1. Going to buy few shares. Going to click on PF3. Again, I'm going to buy the share. Now I'm going to specify what would be the number of shares that I'm interested to buy. So here I'm going to enter 100. So in this area you can also make it as a data driven test. So you can select this small icon and then you can drag it over here to mean that this might be a data driven test where um, every time when the user inputs data, he can give a different data into this field. So now you can see that this test is becoming like a data driven test. Select OK. Enter, and now we see that the request 52766 completed. Okay, so now this is a verification point where we can say that after a certain actions of the user, is this value is getting displayed or not. Here we again have few options for selecting what type of verification point that we need to use. So we can select, drag and drop it over here. So we get whether perform a data verification point or property verification point, or in case if you would like to specify extract this data and pass it as a variable to another script, that can also be done using a get a specific property verification point. Let's see one by one. So with the data verification point, you can see that the user, the entire data is being captured. So we can also make it as a regular expression over here and say that instead of this value, we can defer it with any type of value that's going to get in. Let's select another data input. For example, perform a property verification point. So you can see that it captures all the verification points of this field, and you can also say, okay, I want this verification point to be displayed or verified on every completion of this transaction. Select finish. And then let's exit, stop the script. So now you can see that the script is being generated. So this is, we are in phase 2 of recording the script. So we have a raw recording of what has happened during this during our entire action. So here let's go through the script. So we are starting the application, and then we are getting on opening the property file so that we can get into the project, and then we are giving the caps lock, we are entering the data. So all these actions of the user has been recorded here. And when you see here, it's coming from a set field data point data pool and field 13 underscore 1444. So you can see that this is the data pool value which we gave as 100, value 100. So now the user during the next run, he can modify it and he can give it as 200 or any other value, so that this data is being changed dynamically. And here you can see there is a verification point that we entered. So over here you can see the same verification point field 22 underscore 2. So when you open this verification point field, you can see that, okay, now we are going to check for this text data. Okay, similar, you have the other data pool or test objects that are being captured on any of the every step over here. And if you need to change any of the properties, or if you need to give any importance to the weight of those properties, these can be modified over here. We are in step 3. So just now we have recorded the demo, recorded the scripts, and now I had made few enhancements to the scripts. Like for example, if you are going to see the data pool value, I changed here at 200, and then I added some wait for existence command, because this will help in waiting for that page to be the screen to be displayed, and then the automation take over. So this is the same script that we started recording. So now I have shown you few enhancements which we have made, and now let's start the execution of the scripts. You can see here I have inserted few sleep commands, because during the execution it runs very fast. So I intentionally added it to make it very slow to show you how it goes step by step, right? So let's start the execution of it. Let's run the script. So now it opens the file which we have already selected. We are getting into the application. You can see that it's moving very fast. So now the data pool value of 200 has already been entered into the application. So let's see the results. So now we have these results that's been publish. So it gives also the view of what's happening on step by step, and also you see the verification results that's get passed of what we have put into this, to verify whether the functionality has been successfully executed. So this ends the demo on RFT, using RFT for testing a terminal based application.